Hi, welcome into this LoopNet review where I will be showing you how to find your next commercial property effortlessly, simply, location, 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 how that matters, and so much more. Hi, my name is Michael with Viral Funding Solutions. I'm an expert business loan broker and somebody who's been looking for commercial property themselves and understanding that it's not always simple. So I'm going to be showing you how LoopNet works, perhaps a few others, but also keep this in mind. If you're looking for funding for your next commercial real estate property up to 5 million and beyond, and doing it simply and with somebody who really cares about you personally as a human and in business, I can really help you. I've helped out a lot of businesses get a commercial real estate property and multiple. How about starting with land? Do you have that covered or do you need that? I can help as well. Ground up construction to commercial property mortgage, any other real estate financing needs like multifamily, single family, condos, foreign nationals, you name it. There's so much more I can help out with. And I'll leave a form for you down below in the description for specific real estate financing, like commercial real estate, property, and so much more. And in fact, you can also go through the SBA 7A CRE loan. There's the 504, but the SBA 7A is one that I'm doing a lot of right now and have done. And I'll try to leave more information down below, but there will also be a questionnaire. Fill that out. So enough of that. Let's move forward. So it says here, find your next commercial property. And the tabs you can click on are from for sale, for lease, auctions, and then business for sale. So you can even do that instead. And you're looking to get a lease, you're looking to claim the property and the business inside of it. However you decide, an LLC, you have an S Corp, C Corp, however you're set up, this is a great navigational system to use as well for looking for a property and seeing what you could attach to all of it. So down here, we can enter one that we know, or we can do popular property types from office all the way down to residential income. So you can select your area, your expertise. Perhaps you already have a business in this, so you're just trying to expand and you need another commercial property, another building, or you're going into a new business and you're looking to acquire that building or whatever it is you're doing. So there are many situations for why you're looking for commercial real estate, and I'm not going to cover them all. I am an expert again at what I do. And so getting commercial real estate, it's very common and the amount of time you can have. So over here, let's just say we clicked on, you can click on any, but let's just do, for example, restaurants. And now enter location. Let's just say we're in the Seattle, Washington area. Now, I'm not going to list my exact location, just so you guys know. That's why I don't want to, I'm not listing my city. I'm not in Seattle. I'm in Washington. I just don't want to, give up all that. And it's not like it's bad. It's just, I just don't want to, start doing all that, if you understand. So Seattle, Washington, we can even get more precise and then places, neighborhoods, properties. And then let's just select one like that. And before we click, or it's going to navigate us there. So what happened is, it'll bring up that, but let me come back up here. And you're going to see underneath there the trends and just some things that are happening in the year and some tips and what's been happening around the market, buying for investing, 5 multifamily properties under 5 million in the top 5 US market. Sorry, I can't see because of the HP lighting I have screen on my laptop. But multifamily is huge right now. And it's a lot of the things that people are doing. And if it's a fix and flip, they're usually fixing and holding. Multifamily, if you're looking for that, if you've done a 5 unit, even better. And if you're looking for multifamily, there's another piece of that we can communicate. And I'll leave that form again down below. Fill that out. The real estate traditional form, you'll see there will be a set of questions that'll land in my email. I'll evaluate, analyze, and give you a proper response back. Perhaps get you some rates and terms. And then just underline like, okay, you don't have the experience, or if you don't have the experience, how would this look? So there are different scenarios, and you want to again speak with an expert who doesn't only do real estate, but I do a lot of business funding as well, and all forms of financing. You need working capital for your real estate business, or if it's not a real estate business, like what do you need? I can help you with. I funded a lot of businesses, and I really do care about the person. I'm not here for this. That's not what I do it for. I do it for the value and understanding that I've been in this position like yourself at one point, trying to figure out, what kind of real estate out there or what kind of business funding should I be looking for. So put the power of the world's largest CRE marketing platform to work for you, and then explore the advertising solution. So it comes with that more exposure with 93% of the Fortune 1000, searching LoopNet, and over, again, the ring is around, can't really see, million monthly global unique visitors. And then more impact, more opportunity, captures your net tenant or investors' net attention and connects them with you faster, helping you spend less time in the market. So that's good. Instead of you having to divulge too deep into each location or wherever you are and you're looking for commercial real estate property or anything else, that'll really give you the advantage. And then you can learn more about the different types of property types, land, hospitality, and the industries, adaptive reuse, and take your search with you. And then you can have the LoopNet app on the go. So it makes it stress-free and you can be mobile with this. And then let's come back up here. So let's just do for sale, enter a property type. We did restaurant, and then we did Seattle. We'll select, we could just select generally, but if we're going to be a little bit more precise, we can enter more. And then you have the menu here just in case you want to know. And then it'll do this in case you try to, just a quick pop-up if you want to sign up. We're not logged in right now, but I'm just going to show you how this looks. And my lead, my account, and a little bit more searching for properties. And then you can say, okay, within, here, let me move this ring because it's in my way. Within 5 miles, you can select what you want to do there for sale, for lease, auctions. You can back out of restaurants, select another one. What's your price value, minimum to maximum? You can select there. And so I'm not going to do that for just being more, a little bit more general on this one for everybody. And then building size, minimum, and then maximum, square footage and so forth. More filters. And then you can get even more precise when you go there by keyword. You can separate with spaces, dates entered. And again, we're going to leave this out for now, but look, we have condos, include only or exclude, portfolios only, and then exclude. But we can get very precise, and that's what I like about LoopNet. And it's one of my number one recommended places looking for commercial real estate and for any other properties, as you kind of more or less are seeing there. So we saw a listing here based off the Seattle zip code area. And your search did not match any properties, but here are some nearby displaying. So the good thing about it is, though, it will give you some close recommendations within the area. So you see one here. I'm not going to start listing the address and all that, saying it out loud, but restaurants for sale in 98104, showing run results. You can learn a little bit more there. And then different cities, zip codes, neighborhoods. So if we were to select that, even before we did, you can see on this tab, 3,100,000, 2,310 SF square footage retail building built in 1949. So it's fairly old. And then if we click through there, you can see more images, which is what you want if you're looking at real estate listings. And then scroll down here. You can navigate through here and look at them more precisely, the ID and the number associated with that. And then you get to see that more, the area, the surrounding area, which is really cool. And that's something else I like about it. It's not like exactly like a Google Earth, but you're going to see like, okay, you're going to see that if you click through it, you can even see it even up close. There are videos, which is another advantage. You might not be able to hear this because I don't have the audio, maybe. There was audio. Look at that. See that video? And not every property would be like a video is given. The majority of them are. So you can see that from a bird's eye view. And then photos again, the map listing right there. Exit out. So that you can see that here. And then you get the executive summary on the left, and you get to see more bulletin points. So it'll vary per property and per location. And then here you'll see more on contact information and then a different real estate group there. And then executive summary, sell price of 3,100,000, property overview, square feet, zoning, 2 parcels on corner lot, parcel numbers, current market analysis, subject property is zoned for mixed use, commercial and residential. Market cap rate in the subject properties area is 3.9%. Bad. Vacancy rate in the central market of Seattle is 6.1% after being at a stage range 10%. So again, it's location, right? So average market asking rent, it's 1,819. Okay, fairly reasonable. Average market price per unit, you see that average current rent per unit is as follows: 3 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 1 bedroom. So it's not bad at all for the location. Studio apartment pricing. You can see that being less than what we did in average market asking rent. And the area you're going to learn a little bit more is a young population looking for cheaper rent than the alternative downtown Seattle. So that's why there's a leg up there. After the area was affected by the protest, the vacancy rate has rebounded and approaching historical averages, as well as rents have risen to the previous peak. So there you go. It's a good advantage there. Rent growth in the past 12 months, it is 5.7%. Location, 2 miles from downtown Seattle. So it's not fairly far away. So that gives you an advantage. And it depends on what you're trying to do with the property too. So what kind of property. So it just varies per industry. So it would be different for me to say that a restaurant owner should take a property here, or it would probably benefit them better than somebody who's maybe in the medical retail along a hospital where they feel like it should be closer or in more of a downtown area. So it just depends, right? And then 1.4 miles from I-5 access, and then you get to see a little bit of development market assumptions, attachments. If anything, we can click here and get a PowerPoint presentation from this group and then learn more about it. Somewhat of what we've already have seen, but more in a presentation like this. So similar to what we're seeing here. And then you see everything on the right-hand side, just some more numbers you can look at to make a better evaluation and assessment of what you're trying to do. And which is cool here too, you get employment. Blue collar is 23.6%, 22.3, and then 21.7. Employment, white collar, 76.4, 77.7, and 78.3%. So you get to see down here property facts at an overview. See a little bit more there. Property subtype, general resource, storefront, retail, residential, and then map. And then the cool thing here I like is the traffic component. What you get to learn about how traffic is. It's pretty cool. See that there on the map. Seeing the different amounts in that location. Traffic count, count year. When it was done, it was most recent 2022. Although I'm releasing this in 2023 is when I'm making it as well. But it keeps up to date. Walk score, very walkable. Bike score, biker's paradise. So if you're a biker, somebody who likes to get up and exercise, you might don't want to run, or you just don't have the knees for it anymore as we get older, you might be getting on that bike, or you just like to walk, whatever you prefer to do. Nearby major retailers, Safeway, grocery outlet, Chase. So you have the convenience as well. Transportation, commuter rail, King Street, Seattle Station, commuter rail, South Lane, airport, Seattle Tacoma International Airport, property taxes, parcel number. You see that land assessment. It's a good number to keep in mind, the 490,100. So that's for the land assessment again. Improvements assessment, total assessment. So you can also evaluate too if there's anything you ever needed to do with like rehab or refinancing situations, renovations, and then things you are taking care of, not only with this property, but other properties in mind that you are likely to run into when you're in as a real estate investor. Or if you're not exactly a real estate investor, you have another business and you're just wanting to acquire that property for other reasons or for a subset of what you're already doing or for another business. You're looking to purchase a business and then you're looking for extra commercial real estate. So there are different needs to what you're trying to do. Every person is different. I could have gone to any industry and I would have shown you guys like restaurants, we showed you medical, we could have done, and then I've done a few other ones. Save searches, your favorites, reports, your leads account. You get to see the stuff that's saved when you have your account open, and just more. Search for businesses. You can find a broker there. You got a broker here, by the way, and an expert who can navigate you, especially with 7A loans. If you're looking for commercial real estate, if you use this SBA 7A loan, it's harder to use it for real estate investments like a multifamily, condo, single family. That you want to do more of a traditional. And I have the best lenders and underwriters in this industry, just so you know. So I can go and look at your file and say, yeah, this is the lender, the right one for you. And not every underwriting is created equally. So be very careful of this. Like I say, the example of going through a bank and doing a bank loan. And if you can't even qualify, you can't. But if you can, it's not always maybe your best interest because they're looking at your accounts more diligently. More can be subtracted from the underwriting, the communication with the lender, It's a little off-putting. Sometimes it's outdated, not the best for your industry and your market. So I always recommend an alternative for those. And they're not always lending as much. So it might be even harder to go through that route. And then you see here, Weatherford, Texas, businesses for sale, Dallas area winery, vineyard, and event venue. That'd be pretty cool to do. I might look into that. And then Boston, Massachusetts for 350,000, a carpet cleaning company in MA. And then cash flowing 189,000, which is cool. This one didn't show you, but this one does. Excellent opportunity to own a profitable carpet cleaning company servicing the Massachusetts market. This company is well positioned. Let's actually click here and learn more. And cash flow looks good. Now it varies per cleaning business and per industry, of course. So this might not be their best. So asking price, it is 350,000. Cash flowing rather heavily, which is good. And that's what we want. What we want to see is a cash flowing business. You may want to get in contact with the seller of this business, and then we can do some form of a seller note. We can do a seller financing and acquisition of this business. Maybe it's a franchise business, and I can take this to my right SBA 7A loan lender, and I work with the best. I got a lot of those coming through, a lot of them who have already taken their funding and will continue to come forward. And the reason you work with me and people do is because, again, I care about the person. And then secondly, I've been in a position like in a 9 to 5 role. Without going too in depth in my story, I'll leave it down below, my viral funding story. But I began like anybody in a 9 to 5 position. I was underpaid, undervalued, underappreciated. I couldn't move up a level because I had a supervisor in front of me who just didn't want to retire, an ex-hardware engineer. I was supposed to take that role and didn't end up happening. I ended up having to move to, well, we transitioned to another business they were taking over. That company ended up going down under, but I was already preparing for my own business and digitally as well, and doing things with like passive income, starting a digital marketing agency, affiliate marketing businesses with a hybrid of an e-commerce. And then I went back to affiliate marketing with my blogs. And then I started getting into a few other ventures. And then I got into eventually as a business loan broker expert, helping people with also real estate as well in this field, and became an expert. And this is what I primarily focus on. And I know my stuff in the market. I've gotten a lot of people funding and they keep coming back because they're happy, not with only the service, but because of me. They keep coming back because they know that I will take care of them and that I'm not here to push people's buttons or waste people's energy and time, and that I really do care about getting to know people. And as that's an introvert telling you that, and it's hard for me to open up. It's hard for me to trust somebody because you guys, if you know you're an introvert, you know how hard it could be with ambiverted, extroverted qualities, but you're going to get the best from me. And I'm a very cerebral, meticulous person, systematically, mathematically oriented, as I went to school for like chemical engineering. Then I transitioned to business because that's ultimately what I felt would be the better benefit moving forward, and so much more. So asking price, you see that gross revenue, 260,000. Okay. I mean, it isn't like I'm going to say it's on the high end of earning revenue. So if you're a business owner out there already who's like, I want something that's cash flowing more, I want something with higher gross revenue, higher profit margins, and net operating income, and so much more. Okay, you might be in that position, but if it is your first time as well, you may have to budge with something that's less. And it's not always going to be a fixer upper that you're looking for. I'm not saying this like as a fix and flip, something distressed as a property, as in a business, but that may be your thing. You may be able to take that. I've done this with websites because I have an SEO background as well, where I've taken some websites and I've gone that are distressed, but there's potential. I'm not saying this is distressed by any means. That's not what I'm saying. But look, established in 1986, so it has a strong time in business. Now, the history of it is another question. Have they taken out loans? What kind of loans? What's happened in the past? You know, how much profitability do they have? Gross profit margins. These are things you'll ask yourself of, and you can contact the business owner to find out more about. And we could do potentially an SBA 7A acquisition, and the seller's information, the even the liquidity, even the profitability, even if they have business credit helps that they have. And then we can look at yours. If you have an existing business, we can try to leverage that. But we're going to ask a lot more of the business owner who's selling that business. And we funded startups, but it's harder to with an SBA unless you have experience. And if you're doing an acquisition, that more so we can work on. The business description, and again, I'll give you some of the details and questions you can answer me and when you fill out the questionnaire as well. That's the first thing you want to do. Business description, seller is retiring. Very common. Great service and reputation. Excellent opportunity to own a profitable carpet cleaning business. Keyword, profitable. You can see cash flowing. Serving the Massachusetts market. And that's ultimately what we want to see when we finance, especially SBA. We want to see at least 2 most recent years of profitability in the business. That's ultimately what we like. Now, 1 year you might have had recently just gone backwards, but the 2019, 2020 or so, whatever the 2 years before that were profitable. But it's like we don't know. Like you're projecting this year after tax returns and everything, you're going to be here. Okay, well, we can't always work off of that. And we can't lend you and afford to know that you'll be able to make that debt with that projection always. We got to see some concrete numbers that make sense. And there are alternatives. We can do a personal loan, an online bank term loan mixed with a personal loan, perhaps a line of credit used for a down payment. There are various situations. We can get very creative. This company is well positioned for growth by taking advantage of the after-hour cleaning, i.e. Puff C. That's where they're making more money as well. restaurants through restaurants. So you can only imagine what they're doing in that space and what they earn per restaurant. Maybe they're doing retails and other things as well. And you can grow your clientele that way. You can have teams for it. If you have a bigger team, you may be able to separate from working from pubs to restaurants to then a medical facility, and you're contracted now. And so you're able to do it over and over. And so it's kind of like that restaurant owner or that retail owner who deposits a certain amount and then they have higher credits in their business because they're catering or doing things outside of that. So it's kind of different, but additional opportunities from the strong local rental market will add to the balance sheet, which is really good. Currently, the company is focused on commercial carpet cleaning. So commercial, there's probably more there to be made for them, and usually there would be. Residential is another component, but cleaning services have never been more in demand. Owner states that there is more work available than that he can handle. That's really good, but it could also be a detriment if you don't have the team to help you with it, and then you're going to have to decline. You don't want to decline unless you have to, unless you have a clientele where it's strong enough and their repetitive business helps you and that the long-term value of that customer is higher. Jobs come to him. He does no marketing, which is strong. Good. If he doesn't have to do the marketing for him, they're going to just look at it as in form of a brand perspective, a brand image, the reputation that that business owner has, and it precedes him. Now, what I like to preach with people is also work on your character. Character and reputation are synonymous, but character is the foundation. It builds reputation and vice versa. But character is your like ego. Are you stubborn? Are you punctual? Are you disciplined, accountable, responsible? The characteristics, especially when we come to an application, that's what I preach. And I told this the other day, like banks will be more than happy to accept your business, not primarily based on characteristics, but on funding. But I will like I've gone with business owners who like do 2 to 3 million and just have a vigorous attitude, or just they're incomplacent, and it's just it dictates our process and everything as well. Not only as a person, but it dictates our application process, and you might just abandon it, or you might not give me feedback. I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm energy and time inefficient. So if you have that, just leave it out the door. If you don't, great. If you do, we might work on it before. Or hey, we don't want to work on it. Okay, that's your thing, but just leave it out the door when we come through an application. Let's not age by 20 years. I don't want to have myself and my team aged by 20 years. It's just not negativity. It's just truth. It's just tough love. That's all it is, not aggressive. Cleaning services have never been in more demand. No marketing. This can be an owner operated acquisition. There you go. Or be a great bolt on for growth or expansion or currently existing companies. Newer equipment means little to no upfront capital expenses needed. Great turnkey opportunity. And business has been SBA pre-qualified. Yes, there you go. Term sheet available upon request. So if you take this over to me, I'll definitely help you. You don't want to just go through the SBA.gov site. They say that, but you might find a preferred lender, but it's not always going to be situated best. The underwriting, the best lender, and the critique, and you don't know how much time they have or how much of a reputation. So you can come to me and I'll help you specifically with your industry, and I'll find the right lender. And I already have a list of them. Like I say, I can go to them. They know me personally and in business. They know what I can do, and that I really do care about yourself. And I look at it more than just your business. I look at it as this is your health, your relationships. It could be your wealth included into all this, and so much more that impacts even on a personal level. And then gross revenue, you see price, as we talked about, cash flow, a few things there, equipment included. You can even see that 2021 Chevrolet Express 2500, great. 2021 Hydro Master extraction system with net new 400 hose and reel, stair and upholstery tools included, and just a little bit more there. Detailed information, relocatable, cool. Inventory not included in asking price. All right, it's fine. Employees, one, you might want to do more. And furniture, fixture, and equipment included in asking price. Facilities, growth and expansion. The company is well positioned for growth by taking advantage of after-hour cleaning, as we mentioned earlier. Additional opportunities from the market, support and training. Seller will train, no special licenses. So if they're willing to train, you can only imagine if you can't put a down payment and they need of an extent, and they need to come in and help you with that. Yeah, it might lessen the term maybe or not. The rates may be a little bit higher, but that's fine. This is your opportunity to take a business that you didn't maybe start from scratch. And that's what I recommend. If you can buy a business, buy it. I know what it is like to start a business from scratch. I've done multiple ones. I've gone through the mistakes. I've gone through somebody else's mastermind and learned from them. But that was way after I did it myself. And I use that to leverage my businesses. And I know the mistakes. So it's not necessarily like you shouldn't start from scratch. I always recommend people do because you learn a lot. and you will still learn a lot if you just buy into an existing business. And it has to make sense, the numbers, if we're going to help finance it, and if the seller is willing to come in and do their portion of it, and I'll communicate to you what these uh, tendencies or what these entail. So supporting training, reason for selling, retirement, similar listings, you can see that more there. Phone number, you can contact. But here, let's come back here, and you can see more listings. You can select from any of them. Medical urgent care for 320. That's not the listing for that one. Excuse me. That's for this one here, FedEx and PND routes. It comes with the PND routes. So it's pretty cool. People looking for routes and stuff. And garden center, fast growing experiential marketing agency. I've done, like I said, I have a digital marketing agency myself. And then Temecula, California for 140,000. So I can go on and on about this. You can do more filters, clear here, and see here. We clicked on advertise, security store, van put, your property where tenants and investors search. 88% of tenants and investors are searching online for the next space. Get to know the LoopNet platform. The internet is a primary source for commercial real estate information today. Tenants and investors do everything online today. You'll learn all about that. When tenants search, they search on LoopNet, and you can advertise yourself, driving maximum exposure through LoopNet. It's like a house and all those other networks, especially for construction businesses, and what you're doing there. So advertise now, click there. And then you can select package, select the property, expanded that. Check out for confirmation, confirm account, and then finalize the listing. So you can see that. Select your marketing package, ranges from 2,500 to just about there to platinum, and then all the way down to silver at 129. Diamond starting at 2,499. And the ultimate, most visible and exclusive digital marketing solution, serving the largest audience of tenants and investors searching for commercial real estate online. You'll see a little bit of the bullet points. A robust and targeted digital marketing strategy that keeps your property front and center across the web through retargeting, show-stopping professional architectural imagery, videography, and 3D tours that make your property shine, which is great. If you want to list that here and do all of that, you can select the package, platinum. You can see that a little bit more, and you can learn through some of these. I always say the highest package is always the best. Now, you may be able to pay on terms, but select the one that is most congruent to your needs. Like silver, claim a spot on the internet, most traffic, commercial real estate marketing platform. They offer multiple properties in your portfolio, the exposure that you need. And so, yeah, you can go through that. I won't go through all the points, but it's just standard on what you do. Add packages, see that, contact us, and then we'll come back here and close up shop. I actually see another one. If we were to do, let's see. Okay. So here's another one through Crexy. Maybe you've heard of them. This is another alternative. I won't go too in depth on this. I like LoopNet a lot. Crexy is a great one too. It has similar functions to it. Enter location or keyword, current location. But we can come back here. Let's go to Crexy.com. And then search through these properties, results, insights, and then we can see all types, what kind of property we're looking for, mixed use, single family, or excuse me, land, self-storage, senior living. Let's click on senior living and then click on apply. And then never miss a deal, so you can keep up to date on what's out there. And then you can see one here, we can select through, instantly evaluate properties with intelligence, unpriced, adult family home, and you get to see a little bit about that. For lease, for sale, let's click through that one and learn more. And I also like the interface and the view with like LoopNet. It makes it much more easier to navigate. You could find similar properties with similar information. And then you would have to log in to see a few things which we're not logged in right now on metrics. And you might have to log in and you have to unlock a few access to subscribe to some of their features that LoopNet would rather give you more so right away and perhaps for free there. And then download to see the license or number from that person, and then just learn more about their due diligence. Excuse me. You can request a demo for the site for sale here. Multifamily, or do that. I think you select or deselect from what you would like to see. Insights right there. See insights, we click. overview based on the map and the location. And then we come back to the results. You can do any kind of cap rate, which you can get as specific. Like I said, we're not doing that right now. Specificity for the purpose of this video. And then let's click through there, learn more. And you can see that without going too in depth on it. And then there are the ones like Redfin to find homes fast, buy, rent, sale, location. There are a few of them here. Apartments, rent by city, so it's a little bit different. But I would recommend LoopNet. It's a great one to go with. I like the interface as well, and then what you could find and how to get in contact. So I think that's what I'm gonna leave it at. Let me see here. Let's do multifamily just because I showed you guys multifamily the other one. So there you go. And let's just select the first one just to go there. So you can see more similar, very well laid out with a map that you didn't have to subscribe to. Contact information, and a few things. So I think that's where I want to end with this. There's help, share, and a few things. The support service is great as well. You'll get what you need. But yeah, that will conclude everything in this video. I will leave this funding questionnaire down below. Oh, one thing that I didn't cover. I know I should have probably mentioned this earlier, but if you're looking for a commercial real estate loan, as I said in the earlier part, I have more, and I'll share with you this file as well as more that's specific to your file. But you can see that there with the SBA. I'm not going to go through it entirely because of the ending of this video, but you can get good borrowing guarantees, perhaps up to 90%. You got to have a down payment. With traditional real estates, you might have to put 20 to 40% down. With these, you might have to put 10%, 10 to 20%. And so it isn't uncommon to see, but we just have to see everything else you have on the table. And if it makes sense, the loan to value, loan to costs. But the SBA has relatively low rates that you can start off with, and it'll make a big difference, especially with prime rates now being at 7.5%, and then other contingencies on CRE loans perhaps being less. But public records and what you would have to supply, it's more documentation heavy, just so you know, but that's just common with anything. And you're looking for property info, purchase contract, if applicable, rent roll, if applicable, a few other things. So this stuff I can communicate to you with time and where to go, what I recommend for your scenario. And if there's an alternative to this, we can work on that alternative, how to help you get a down payment if necessary, and what to do throughout the process. So that questionnaire will be down below, but the one that I would like you to submit for real estate, for commercial real estate, if it's only that, and it doesn't have to do with like working capital for an existing business as well, I mean, you could put it underneath that one, but there's going to be this form I would like you to fill out, and it might change over time. But I'll ask you questions like your property address, property type, if purchased, what is the purchase price and down payment available? Refinance, what is the estimated value? Which one is it? Tell me which one. You could probably add the two because you know, but let me know. I'm trying to purchase, not refinance right now. Closing under entity, what kind of entity? Amount of liquid assets is a huge one. How many investment properties have been owned by the buyers in the last 36 months? And I might change this to also list like what kind of property, because that makes a difference, especially for multifamily and a few others. What is your estimated credit score? Big. Investment property that's generating well, it's in the right location, credit, experience. Wow, that's going to be even better. With commercial real estate, you might see up to 75, up to 80% or so. With traditional real estate, and unlike an SBA loan, it's a bit different. Maybe low 60, 65% without good credit, if less than that too, I've seen. So just understand what you're doing there. What is your estimated credit score? Is the property generating income? Yes, it's better. Rate and term expectations, your name, your email, your phone number, any additional notes. I would take advantage of that slot and make sure you add, hey, Michael, I'm looking for commercial real estate that I'm trying to buy a business, and then I have the building I can use as collateral for this, or hey, I have this building that I'm going to then turn over into a medical facility, or whatever it is you're trying to do, right? There are a lot of scenarios. I haven't even touched the surface. So you can learn more about me as well on the site, Viral Funding Solutions. There will be the two forms. This one's usually for businesses looking for business capital from an expert as well. You'll see that down below to look like that more or less. You can also put real estate, but if you're looking for a real estate property and you have it lined up, this is the one that I would be filling out to begin with. So that will cover everything in this video. Hopefully you got value out of it. You got to learn about LoopNet, how I like them. I recommend them. I've used them, and they're a great addition to trying to look for different properties. And it makes it very simple, hassle-free. And when you have something lined up, whether you use LoopNet or not, and another source, then you can come to me and you need financing for it. I'll be there to help you along the way. I financed a lot of CRE loan deals, with it being traditional and with it being SBA or another form we can try to look at to maybe get you a down payment and other needs for it. But the list can go on and on. We can get creative about it. I've worked just again in every single industry for those business owners to know, hey, this is how it works with retail. This is how it works with restaurants. This is the market right now. This is what it would look like if you're refinancing, consolidating debt, business credit, personal credit, other financial needs like financial planning, literacy, helping your bottom line. There's a lot more that goes with it, and I'll leave more information down below those questionnaires. Hopefully, you got value. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share with others who you feel will find value out of it. And if you haven't subscribed, please click that bell notification icon, or please subscribe. I think I just said that, and click that bell notification icon so you do not miss any future content I will be coming out with. And that is everything for now. And in case I missed anything, it's all right. We covered the gist of it. And that'll be all for now. Talk to you soon.